So first of all, Chris is getting his beer. He's being an alcoholic, and so first of all, I think I wanted to ask you guys is so CK Chris, you have to leave. When do you have to leave?
Maybe 20 minutes.
Got maximum. It. So we're gonna focus on you for the first 20 minutes. This is gonna be you're gonna be like everyone's gonna be like, okay, it's the Chris show. But
all right.
So I actually have a couple questions for the podcast. But Mark wanted to know, as a father with a 1-year-old himself, what's it like raised? Way to interrupt, Chris. We're getting deep about being a parent.
Oh, sorry.
I'll get that. But yeah. So Christopher. So Mark is a father of a 1-year-old himself, and he's just wondering, what's it like raising a kid in a metal band family? And do you plan to push your kid towards music?
I've already started doing that, I think. My kid loves metal music. And you know, the funny thing is, when I try to put him to sleep at night, he doesn't want to look at cartoons or anything. He just wants metal music. And he falls asleep. So,
is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I don't know yet. I don't know. But one thing's for sure, he loves the Demotional songs.
What's his favorite song?
Boiling Point.
Yo, dude, that's the ripper, man. I gotta say, I've been jamming the new stuff like crazy. Pretty much the two of them is Berserk awesome. and Boiling Point. And I know, I say that, and what are you gonna say? Like, sweet. Like, you know what I mean? But
that's awesome. Yeah.
But no, like straight up, I feel like fuck, man, everybody says this. Everybody's gonna tell you, like, this is your best record, guys. Like, the best songs ever. But honestly, straight up, I think there's something to this new material. Like, I definitely feel like, especially with you, like, I found Nils ever since day one. Like, I always was blown away by your voice. Like, you know, from your first fucking Rush and Alive. Like, I was always like, yo, this dude has the most killer voice. And then starting off with Christopher, I was like, okay, cool. Like, Christopher, he's a pretty good screamer. And then, dude, on your second record, Terrassus, that's when I went, holy fuck, dude, Christopher's on another level now. and it's straight up, as soon as I heard, I think it was Broken Dreams. And are you the one who's like fucking rapping on that song?
Yes. Yep.
So you're a rapper too. Like, you're screaming. Dude, like,
I actually started out as a rapper.
No,
not as a complete rapper, but before I joined Demotional. No, I didn't do that. It was me and Drake. No, but when I played in a band before Demotional, it was like covers of Rage Against the Machine. You had Deftones. We did some Limp Bizkit. Yeah. So I came from that part of metal, so to speak. So yeah, it was fun. We need to do more rap thingies.
Yeah, you do. You 100% do. It's so sick because like literally, I'm used to just you scream like all the time, right? And then like I heard Broken Dreams. You start like rapping, and at first I'm like, this is weird. And then like you're actually really talented at it. Like, you are very good at that weird, like almost the only one I've heard that kind of can do that is like Winston McCall Parkway Drive. Some of their newer kind of material, like shadowboxing and stuff. Like,
oh shit, I haven't heard it. Is it good? Oh, my bad. Yeah, I'll check it out later.
Now, caveat, I love it. Everybody else hates it. Like, half their fan base is like, you guys suck. You guys like write fucking Nickelback songs now. And I'm like, really? I still think it's yeah, dude. Yeah, Parkway Drive is went Nickelback. Straight up.
I gotta check this out.
It's amazing. But yeah, there's one song, Shadowboxing, man, where Winston is rapping and he's screaming, and it's different than what you do. You are like literally kind of rapping with a bit of screaming, or he's like screaming with a bit of rapping influence.
Oh yeah. Dude, just wait for the new song on this album. We have a part on this.
Yeah.
It's fast and it's rap and it's a little bit of the screaming part as well, right?
Oh, there's a bit of screaming too. There's a bit of screaming.
No, just a little bit. No, but we have a new song that we experimented with the rapping part. So that's one of the songs I'm most excited of releasing, actually, just to see what the people think about it.
Yeah, man, I'm super excited, and this actually goes into something else I wanted to bring up. Is that okay? So who's seen my boiling point reaction? Has anybody here seen my boiling point?
Oh
reaction?
yeah, I did.
Yeah, me too. Me three.
How do you guys like it? Did you hate it?
No.
You're always love your reactions.
Oh.
Yeah.
I love you guys. But yeah, so one thing I commented in that song was Christopher, like, you have this like cool, I've noticed it more on this record more than anything else, that you have a cool like rhythmic like screaming like in Boiling Points, like there's this kind of like you're screaming to a beat, to a rhythm, and you're doing these like vocal fluctuations that like I'm impressed by. But like, what is that? What are you trying to do there?
I think it's just the way I evolved the growls through the years. I mean, just hitting those first ones, getting the punch in the lines. I just think it sounds better to like do it that way. But you mentioned before the first album how it sounded. Man, it sounds like I'm a 10-year-old girl or something. So bad. And I remember listening to that record before we released it. I was like, God damn, I'm good. Holy shit.
Dude, every fucking time. Like when I started this reaction channel, bro, I remember doing my first reactions. I ran out to my mom and I was like, hey mom, I'm killing it at these reactions.
Yeah.
And now, dude, I look back at that shit. I'm like, oh my God, this is
oh my God, what the
so
fuck?
bad. I was I thought it was so cool and laid back, and like I'm just like, Jesus, man, I'm an annoying person. I'm glad everybody kind of feels that way. And I gotta say, Chris, I want to speak to you for a second, because how do you feel being the bassist in a metal band?
I don't know. What do you mean?
Okay, so because obviously, whenever we listen to music, right, it's like vocals take center stage. You got Christopher, you got Nils, everyone's like, oh my God, I love Demotional, I love, these singers and stuff. And then you got guitars. You got Sebastian, who's doing his lead playing. He's taking center stage with solos. You got Tommy, who's doing drums and that. And then I find with metal, I find the bass gets kind of stuck in the back. And what I was thinking, and I have an idea for you guys. I think that in all the music videos from here forward, Chris should actually play the lead guitar parts in the music videos. Sebastian should do the bass parts in the videos so that people get to notice how beautiful and awesome of a human being Chris is, because I feel like overlooked, man.
Oh, you're so nice.
Good
idea. Only problem with Sebastian.
Okay, hold on. Go one at a time. Let Chris speak, guys. Everyone's trying to speak over each other.
The only problem with Sebastian doing the bass stuff is you wouldn't see him because he's like 5 feet tall, or 50 centimeters tall. So you would just see.
Oh no, you didn't.
No, but seriously, I don't mind being the back guy. I'm not really that.
Chris loves being in the background. Actually.
Yeah, that's my kind of thing. Yeah, the background dude.
Okay, because the thing is, like, obviously, I'm an extrovert. If I was the fucking bassist in a metal band, I'd kill myself. I'd be like, I need to be in the front. You know what I mean? I need to smile and show my personality. Where, like, I sometimes think about that with like bassists and stuff. But yeah, like, to you, where do you feel like? Because I find this is also a thing in the mixes. In a lot of metal mixes, you can't hear the bass very well. Like, usually it's kind of in the background. Is there?
Sorry. Yeah. Like, you probably can hear the bass, because if you take it away, you will notice that something is missing. So we can try it. You can the next time you react, we can send you the track without bass. see, yeah. If it's,
and then I'll tell everybody. I'll be like, hey guys, Chris is actually the most important member of Demotional because I've listened to stuff without the bass and it sucks. It's just Christopher screaming without any oomph to it. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, it was kind of a joke question, but I was kind of curious. I was actually like, I feel like I was curious what your thoughts on kind of your role in the band is and everything. And that's another thing I got to say is you guys have been together for a long time, like with no lineup changes, no nothing. How do you guys meet, and what do you think kind of keeps you guys together? Who wants to go first?
How did we meet?
Christopher goes first.
I think, let's see here. This is a long time ago. Damn.
Want to pull that one with Nils' sister?
Ooh, what happened with Nils' sister?
This is national, dude. Shut the fuck up. Yeah.
Did Christopher hook up with Nils' sister? Is that what happened? Did I hit it on the head? No. So either that's exactly what happened. Okay, we'll move on because Chris is blushing right now. Okay, so let's see. Also, with the lyrics, who writes what?
The lyrics?
Yeah,
Nils.
Nils, you write all the lyrics?
Yep.
I think I wrote like a verse on Terraces. That's about
Fuck it. Yeah, dude. Yeah, you did. And Christopher, so why are you not lyrical? Tell me why. Let's do your therapy session.
Yeah, I've taken the 10 steps back because Nils is a fucking mastermind writing lyrics. It's easy as that.
Dude.
Yeah, but that's kind of it. I mean, I tried. I think it was the first album. I wrote a few of them, maybe. But I think I saw quickly that Nils' lyrics, he was fast, and his lyrics was awesome. So why not? Yeah.
Okay, because I do feel deep down you're a very emotional person, Nils. So I feel like you have that sensitive, softy kind of thing going for you.
Yeah, I've been very emotional ever since CK banged my sis. I have
oh, dude. Yeah, Christopher, you can't escape that, man.
Let's go.
Dude, he just brought it up to play, man. Oh, my God, dude. Oh that's fucking hilarious. Yeah, dude. Cheers to Christopher banging Nils' sister, bro.
I'm a married man. Come on.
I'm a married man now.
Oh, dude, with a 1-year-old child,
good times.
man.
Good times.
Also, what? Oh my God! That's
you shouldn't bring the bassist to our interview.
Oh, dude!
That was the last time, dude.
This is why we need you here, Chris. You need to spill the beans, bro.
Do you know? Have you seen there is a show on TV called the Hollywood Wives?
No,
where it's like rich wives that sit on camera and talk shit.
Yeah.
Chris is like those girls. He's the shit talker.
Yeah, he talks shit all the time.
Isn't he? Yeah. And he has a fucking powerful memory, so he remembers everything.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Before when you said, Anton, that Christopher, you need to step up front and show the world what a lovely person you are. The thing is, he isn't. He's an asshole.
dude, if Chris takes the limelight, he'll just start shit talking on you guys. That's what he'll do in every interview. It's just like, yeah, I should probably be the lead singer of this band. Honestly, I'm probably better than Nils.
Probably.
No, I'll joke with them. We love you, dude.
Okay, so Nils, you write the music. The vocal, yeah, obviously. Well, maybe you're multi-talented. Maybe you're actually the lead guitarist at the same time. Who knows, Nils? Believe in yourself, bro.
Yeah.
But he can play the drums, though. You were a drummer before. Yeah.
Started as a drummer, yeah.
Dude, that's cool, man. That's very, very cool. But okay, so I think CK has like 5 more minutes, so I want to make sure I get any last ideas. Oh yeah, dude, Christopher, I feel like lately, man, your vocals are like on fire. And I mean that by like you got this intensity to you, man. Like I didn't notice that all the time with the old stuff. I found like with the old stuff, you know, you're screaming, it was good. I always liked it, especially on Terraces. I loved it. But there's a momentum to this stuff that I didn't feel was on any of the previous 3 records. Like there's a relentless energy, and it might be that like rhythmic screaming you have where it's just like it's hitting on the beats. You have like it's just there's an energy. Where do you think that comes from with you?
Well, shit. Well, first off, thank you. That means a lot. But I agree. I mean, the past albums was I haven't found my voice still, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I do.
The techniques weren't there. I mean, I just, as you said, I just screamed. Yeah, fuck it, let's go. But I mean, it was before Discovery, I think, I started doing a lot of tutorials and, you know, working through everything. So that was kind of the first time I felt that, oh shit, this sounds good. So from there, I just kept on practicing. And I believe now, or I feel now that I've found something that works for me. I still want to evolve, of course, but it's just, I'm in a good place right now with the voice.
Yeah, I feel that. I definitely, there's a confidence to you now. I feel like there's a confidence to you that isn't arrogance. It's not like unfounded. It's very deep. It's like you can tell you're someone who is finding your way of expressing yourself. And you know, honestly, you know, that's probably what kind of, you know, brought you to Dead by April and stuff and kind of got you is like, you know, I think you're starting to be really, you know, possibly known as, you know, a very talented screamer, because I feel like a lot of people in this game, like there's a lot of screamers. And
yeah,
you know, I said in the Berserk video, like you're probably in my top. You're not probably. You are in my top 5. Like my top 5 screamers. Yeah, no, I'm serious. And like my boy Winston McCall is probably always going to be number 1 because he's just insane.
He's good.
But one thing is like him too is like when I always loved to scream, just like I always loved your scream with Terraces. Where when have you heard the album Ire by Parkway Drive?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that album is like where he kind of like you, he was going through this metamorphosis. He was learning how to use his voice. He was learning he learned how to sing. He learned how to like rap in many ways. And he started to, like a lot of people, they look at screaming and they don't think it's an art form. They think it's just a channel for aggression. And in this kind of music, you have to do it. Where I think with Winston, with you, with Sam Carter of Architects, with some of these artists that are doing really interesting things, I think that you guys are all carving out different unique styles. And I think that because like you hear Sam Carter and you know it's Architects. Like he has this undeniable thing. You hear Doomsday.
One of the best in the game.
Dude, you hear Doomsday still blows me away. That he can scream, sing that chorus, and it hits you emotionally right in the heart. But it's powerful like a scream. It's melodic and pitched like kind of like singing. Yeah. And one thing that Nils mentioned last time I interviewed Nils was that apparently, I don't know if you admit it, but apparently you're a pretty damn good singer too with the high notes.
Oh, you spoke about okay.
I'm curious.
I've tried it a few times. Yeah, well, I'm kind of a shy dude, so it was hard for me to start, you know, singing because I couldn't even stand singing to myself because I didn't want to hear it. Yeah, so that was fucking hard. But sure, I tried it out. I believe it was Chris. I think you sent me a clip like, "Hey, look at this guy. He can scream and sing." And I was like, oh shit, yeah, that sounds good. And he told me to try it, and I did. And then we recorded like Ashes, our song from Discovery, a few weeks after. And that's me singing the chorus. So that's kind of my first.
Really?
Yeah. But we haven't done as much of the singing after that song.
Yeah, I think it's hard for like, I don't know, Nils, when he writes lyrics, to write for like tone scream and like for your style.
Yeah, could be, yeah.
Since I don't myself have that range, it's hard for me to even imagine, you know, finding the melodies and stuff when I can't even mimic them myself. Like, so it's hard.
Yeah,
it's always it's the same when I write the music for like for other guest artists, you know.
Yeah.
Don't want to mention any names, but it's like hard to know how they sing and how they could reach and, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah, because first of all, I just want to tell Christopher, man, I thought your part in Ashes was fantastic. I could tell that wasn't Nils. I didn't know who it was, but I knew it wasn't Nils because Nils is Nils. You know when Nils is singing, like he has a very.
Yeah, he's got the balls when he sings.
He does. He's like the metal Chris Stapp, metal Creed, as I told him last time.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, like so yeah, I just wanted to say, you know, I as a fan, obviously you guys write the music you guys need to make because it's not there's this weird thing with the fans is that you want to keep us happy, you want to give us what we love, but at the end of the day, you got to make what you love. You got to make your music, and all a fan base is people that resonate with the things that you love. Because the moment you start trying to make stuff for us, you lose your integrity. You actually lose what makes us actually love you. Because we loved you before you were trying to think about us all the time. And so one thing is like I'll say is that I would love to hear you sing more, Christopher, but only if that is something that comes from a place of passion with you. And if that is something that Nils could incorporate into songwriting while maintaining what you guys do so well. Because obviously you're 4 albums in, and I think your material is getting better and better with every album. So I don't want to stir the pot too much and invite chaos. But I see it more as your band has one more weapon or tool that you guys could utilize if you can learn how to do that. And then kind of go into Nils. Go on, Christopher.
Yeah, I think Nils even has tried to get me to sing more, but I'm not there yet, I think. So let me stick my chain out here for the next album. Let's do some more of that. Yeah. Nils?
Absolutely.
Permission from
we can switch it up. I can sing and you can growl. Dude, you can growl as well.
I can tell. I can see that live. Go on, Nils.
Yeah.
And Anton, you know that I'm a sucker for harmonies. So sometimes it's better actually to have another tone of voice and another character of voice in the harmonies than me doing all the harmonies. It's better for the melody. So I would absolutely love to see more of that.
Yeah, I would love that. And I know that Christopher, it looks like you have to go. Is there any last comments or questions you have before we let you go?
Well, good luck to the boys first off. And for you, man, thank you so much for the reaction videos. It's been a pleasure watching it. And thank you for having me on the show. Yeah,
man. No, this was really fun. It's really nice to actually get you on because as I told Nils, I was like, Christopher seems really moody in the interviews and stuff. He doesn't talk very much. But
I don't.
But that's no, you know what? You're actually a really fun guy, man. You have a good sense of humor, and you've added a lot to this podcast, I feel. So thank you very much for coming on.
Awesome. No worries, man. All right. Good luck, boys.
All right.
And talk to you later.
Adios, brother.
Right.
Peace.
Bye.
All right. So Nils, now with you. And Chris, feel free to jump in anytime you want if you have any thoughts. Because, I guess actually I'll ask you something. Is there anything other than bass that you bring to the songwriting, or that you want to bring to the songwriting or the band as a whole?
I do write some songs in the band. So it's just now I lost the words.
Yeah,
a lot of songs, dude. Anton, have you seen the news yet? I know that you just woke up, but have you seen?
Yeah, dude, I saw the news about the new album, bro. Dude, Lauren, I don't know if I've told you. Okay, Lauren wants me to tell you she's your biggest fan in the universe. So
awesome.
She loves you guys. She saw the last podcast and she's like, I want Nils to be my husband. She loves you guys. But she posted the Discord today. She's like, everybody, new news, Demotion's coming out with a new album. And I'm like, dude, it's like in 1 month. It's in 28 days. Like, oh my God. I'm so stoked for you guys, man. Because like,
gonna be awesome. And we just spent like the 4 hours this just before this podcast, just fixing everything, uploading the music to Spotify, everything behind the scene works, updating our website and stuff like that. And as I was uploading all the music for Spotify and stuff like that, I just said, "But dude, Christopher, you have had your fingers in almost every song. You're like a composer of all the songs." So yeah,
wow.
He writes a lot of music.
What specifically do you write? Full songs, Christopher? Do you write parts? What do you write? Like specifically, what is your writing style? What have you written?
Usually, since Johan lives here with really close, me and Johan is mostly writing stuff together. But it usually starts with like either he or me has like a riff or something, and we just finish it to a song.
Oh.
And we have this patented way of working, and when we know that it's demotional material, and it's like in Sweden it's called är det gött?
Amen.
Amen. So when you listen to it and it's gött, then you know it's gött.
Okay. I'll go on, Nils.
So that's a new Swedish word you need to learn. Get. When you know you listen to a song, but that's good.
Okay, I hear you. And so that actually like makes me think, because I was curious. I think like a lot of time you think the lead guitarist writes all the songs, but how much? So I actually want to know, how much does Sebastian write of the songs? How much does Johan write of the songs? How much do you write of the songs, Chris? And what examples of songs have you guys written?
Okay. Some songs write all the three of us together. And it's the same there, that someone comes with a riff and we finish it together. But yes, songs like Illusions, that's all of three of us.
That's a good song too. I love that one.
Yeah, and Monster, it's me and Johan.
Love that song too.
I don't know, I can't remember all the songs.
Sebastian has quite a few that's only him, though.
Yeah, he does.
Like what?
It's quite easy here which one it is, because those are the songs that like sounds, at least for me, most old school, right?
Yeah, like In Flames and stuff.
In Flame style, yeah.
I think like Hero and Me, that's Sebastian.
On the new record, out of what we've heard, Cornered, Don't Wake Me Up, Bizarre, and Boiling Point, who's written what?
Let me check. Berserk, it's Sebastian all alone.
Yeah, I can tell that song is just like it's a fucking dope one.
Cornered is Johan, Sebastian, and me. Don't Wake Me Up is Sebastian alone.
I wasn't expecting that.
Boiling Point is Johan alone.
Oh, dude, I love the riffing and boiling. I need to tell the Johan that I love that song because I find the riffing in that song badass. I love the riffing and boiling point.
Yeah. It's an amazing song.
Before every album, we have this like almost internal competition where we all put our songs on the table and we vote. So before this album, we had like 40 songs or something like that. I don't know, 30, 40 songs, and we voted. And every time, my songs and Tommy's songs get excluded right away because it's like,
oh, dude, that's hilarious.
I think the only song that I ever put on the table that went through was like Gone, one of the old ones.
Dude, and that's like, bro, top 5 for me. I fucking love Gone, man.
That might even not be mine. I can't remember wrongly, maybe, but something like that.
Dude, Gone is straight up, man. I was thinking about that song the other day, actually. Wait, so did you write the guitar part in that?
I think, if I remember correctly, I started writing it on acoustic. And then they like translated into a complete song because I'm not talented enough to do that myself.
Man, so, what assholes taking your perfect guitar acoustic song and making it better? Assholes.
Exactly.
Oh, man, I love that. But I like I told you before, Nils. I want to see you write more acoustic shit because that one that I told you about, where it's just you and acoustic guitar, and it's the Demotional thing. You have it on your YouTube, and it's just you singing this random thing, man. Gorgeous, like beautiful. And I'm like, you got to do more of that because, especially me, man. I'm a softie. If you watch the channel at all, you know, man. Dude, I love ballads, man. I love the heavy shit. Like when I'm working out, I listen to Bizarre, Boiling Point, Cornered. But I'm like, dude, when I'm in like that kind of like any other mood, usually like metal's like a mood. I need to be like working out or kind of in the car, like driving fast, and then I'm like, yeah, you know what I mean?
But it's like we talked the other time when we spoke. It was like I had this plan that after this album, it would be nice to do a cover of a new song, an old song, and maybe an original track for acoustic. That would be nice.
I love it, dude. I think you guys could do like an acoustic EP or something.
That would be
just because honestly, man, like I know you don't think it, man, but you do have a beautiful voice, Nils. Like you have a very, very good voice.
But it was the other. I have to tell you, it was like earlier this week. I listened to a new acoustics, or like, yeah, and it was a kind of an acoustic song with Smash Into Pieces. Have you heard them?
Yeah, I love Smash Into Pieces.
And they released this acoustic song or something like that when Adam, he stands alone and with the piano and sings. And after hearing him sing, it was like, yeah, well, fuck this shit. I'm out of here. I'm gonna sing again. Fuck.
Okay, because there's actually something here. And first of all, we have to turn off, like Zoom only gives me 40 minutes to record when it's 3 people. So we're going to have to get off in 1 minute, then we can get back on. How long do you guys have to chat, by the way?
I'm all yours.
Yeah, me too. I don't have any...
Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to jump off in a minute. We'll jump back on. I'll invite you back on. Okay, then we'll do that and continue the incredible conversation. But yeah, so definitely like, actually, fuck it. I'm just gonna get off. We're gonna get off right now so I can remember because I do want to talk to you and I don't want to bring this up. Okay, I'm gonna write this down. I'm gonna full on write this down. Give me a second. It's literally a question about Nils' insecurity about his voice because I want to get to the bottom of this because I'm like, you're like a weightlifter who's super jacked but thinks they're skinny. And I'm like, you're like this dude who has a kick-ass voice who's like, I'm not a good singer. I'm like, you're full of shit, bro. Like, you got an amazing voice, man. Nils, insecure about singing.
Oh, good day.
Okay, so hold on to that thought. I'm going to, we're going to leave now, and then I'm going to invite you back on in a second. All right, boys?
Yeah.
All right.
What would I say the energy is? Like, you guys are definitely like, you guys still have like the inner child in you. I've noticed that. Kind of, you guys have fun.
You have to have fun. Otherwise, what's the point, you know?
Dude, honestly, I find people forget that though. Like straight up, like I feel a lot of people. I just like. I don't want to say they're boring because it's not that. It's that like they keep themselves on this leash and they haven't thought about what the leash is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They grow up and it's almost like they stop living. They just go in this hamster wheel work and you can do both. You can be a grown up and have fun at the same time.
No, 100%, man. I think that, like, yeah, you guys are kind of doing that. Like, I saw on Facebook Christopher's job. There's Chris, and yeah, like he's like he works in like real estate or mortgages or something, doesn't he?
TK.
Yeah.
Right
hey,
now,
Chris.
I think.
Hello.
We're just talking about how you guys seem to still be able to have fun. That's one thing I've noticed about you guys.
Seems to be able.
Yeah. But yeah. So anyway, that was just like a throwaway comment. Just like it seemed like Christopher, when I looked him up, was doing like something semi-corporate or working real estate business or something, and then he's wearing a suit and everything, and then it's just funny then seeing him like in the Bizarre music video with his like his sleeveless like shirt and everything. But yeah, so actually I just want to dive right into it, Nils. So have you thought about anything while we were on our intermission?
Yeah, well, I've been thinking about my bad confidence.
Yeah, dude, I straight up like I feel like there's something there with you, man, because it's weird, man. Like I don't know how you can't see how good of a voice you have.
I think I know what it is. I think it's because that I don't have that reach that typically a good singer has. I'm more of a baritone, and I can get kind of a high note when I use my head voice, but I haven't practiced it enough to make it sound good. So sometimes when I sing with like other people, I just feel like I get out sung.
Yeah. Yeah, what's that?
I feel like limited,
Yeah, I do know what you mean, and at the same time, I think it's important, like not, like I don't know, like because there's two ways to look at it. It's like I'm a baritone, I'm not gonna be able to, you know what I mean, something like that. But it's like, are you supposed to? No. Like a lot of those singers that have that crazy range are not baritones. You know what I mean? Like if you look at Steve Perry of Journey or Bon Jovi or some of these bands, like they don't have your baritone. So it's like you could be like, oh man, I'm a baritone. I can't go sky high. It's like, well, they can't go as low as you and make it set. Like you have. One thing I like about your voice is like I'm drawn to baritones. Baritones are my favorite vocalists. Howard Jones of Killswitch Engage, Ivan Moody of Five Finger Death Punch, Nils Petter Power of Demotional. There's all my favorite, like even Bjorn Stritt of Soilwork. Like all of my favorite vocalists have this power, and it's like that's your nickname, and it's like. You do have there's a baritone power that baritones have. Like, yeah, they can't go sky high, but are they supposed to? No, they're supposed to fucking punch you with that earth moving, like this groundswell. It's not a airy high thing where they're piercing. It's not piercing. It's a groundswell. It's an earthquake. It's an avalanche. That is the vibe that you can give that other people can't. And then it's like the cool thing is now it seems like Christopher is developing a side of his voice that you don't possess because there's a side of your voice that he doesn't possess. And then if you guys can actually bring that together with the harmonies and stuff, you guys could get something really cool going, I feel.
True that. And I agree with you. Personally, I'm more drawn to my kind of voices, with a little more depth in it. I feel it more when I listen to music. I feel it's like, I like it more often. but it's like when you're in the studio and I hear the note that I want to pick, I want to take, but I can't. It's like, fuck, this is my job. I'm supposed to know how to do this shit, but I can't, you know. So it's just very, very enervating, you know.
I do. And the thing is too, is like, you know, you can develop that. Like, you know,
Maybe.
And the thing is, if you have a note in your head that you want to get to, part of me feels like you can get to it.
The thing is, I've heard that if you can take the note, even if it sounds horrible, if you just can reach the note, how bad it may sound, you can work on it so that it sounds amazing. I've heard that if you at least can touch the note, you can reach it. It's all about practice.
Yeah.
Even if you use your head voice and you like, and you reach the note, you can develop your skills so you can sing it nice.
I agree with that. I think there is something there, and like, how disciplined of a person would you say you are, Nils?
Depends on what we're talking about. I can be extremely lazy and extremely like crazy ADHD working badass, but it depends.
Okay, cool. Because I definitely, like, you strike me as someone who likes to have a good time, like someone who likes to enjoy life, relax, have a beer, like spend time with friends, and that's beautiful. Like, that is such an important part of life. And then you get the opposite side where some people, like myself, I have a harder time being like you. I'm the very disciplined, very structured. I get up at, like, you know, in the summer, I get up at like 5:30 in the morning because I want to. And it's like, I don't really drink at all, like, you know, only on social occasions. I'm very disciplined. I have everything mapped out in advance. And so it's like we're all trying to balance things. We're all trying to, like, I'm learning how to let go. I'm learning how to go with the flow more. And then you're naturally good at going with the flow. And it's like, I'm guessing, I'm just kind of, you know, projecting, a part of your life journey is like learning how to take that kind of go with the flow attitude and then bring discipline to it, and bring, like, you know, because in life, in everything in life, it's like, to really succeed at things, you have to be able to focus and put yourself in a position where you take all of your mental energy and you bring it into one frequency wave. And then it's like, you shoot at that. And like, you definitely have that 100%. And it's like, it's just definitely, I can tell, I'm guessing, that you are someone that is naturally on the let's enjoy things, let's kind of take things as they come and everything. And so what I'm really saying with all of this is that definitely, like, if you want to hit those notes, like, it just does take practice, and you can 100% get there, but it might take practice that you'd rather be doing other things. You know what I mean?
But as you said, you can work hard, but you have to have fun. You know, when I'm like in meetings, because, you know, I run a company beside the band and everything like that.
Right,
I can walk sneakers and just jogging pants and say, "What up, guys? Let's do this." And, you know, you can be relaxed and be serious at the same time. And I think that, you know, Christopher and me are probably the most organized and
really,
especially Christopher. You, as we were talking about before, what are you bringing to the band except the bass? Well, he's the machine behind it all. He's like doing all of the shit that needs to be done with technical things, and you just get things done, you know, super laser mind.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And I definitely like, yeah, and I'm glad to hear that you have that too then, Nils. Like, I'm very glad to hear that, because that means that you can hit those notes. You know what I mean? It's just like a matter of time. Like, I'm happy that, and I'm also just happy that you have a goal, you know, with the next album and the next music and stuff, is, yeah, really figure out, like, you don't have to do anything you don't want to do. Like, but at the same time, I can tell by what you just said, sometimes you're in the studio and you're thinking of a note that you want to hit and you feel like you can't hit it, and it's frustrating. So I know there's a part of you that has this idea, has this expansive idea of what you want to, different dimensions you want to add to the music. And now it's like getting your voice caught up so that you can actually utilize and paint the full vivid picture.
instead of like 95% there. And like you want to add an overtone, or you want to, because the thing is like, yeah, Christopher, maybe he can hit a higher note than you or something, but he can't hit that note in the same way that you can if you could get there, because you do have that baritone. You do have that different style of voice. And that's what's so cool. It's so cool when a baritone can like really get up there. Like there's the last chorus in Berserk is like my favorite part of the whole song, when you just like, you change that last chorus, and I forget if it's a harmony or you literally just like do you remember what I'm talking about, that note in Berserk at the end?
Isn't that boiling point? I know that we changed the
tone.
No,
you do like a harmony on Berserk.
Yeah.
On the last.
Yeah.
But speaking of that, you know, Chris here, bass Chris.
Bass Chris. That's how you know he's the bassist. You have to call him Bass Chris, because Christopher's already taken by the lead vocalist.
No, but he has this insane reach as well. But I've never heard him sing. But I bet with a little bit of practice, you could take some pretty high notes too, right?
Totally. But it sounds like ass.
Yeah, I know.
Hey. I think all three of you guys have something to work on with the next record. I think that. Go on.
Someone who needs to work and get some confidence is actually Johan, because that dude can scream.
Really?
Yes, and I've told him many times, especially live, you need to step in and do some screams and just like take some load off me and Stoffa sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
But, he's like, but he can.
Dude,
he complains that he can't. Sorry. He complains that he can't play the guitar at the same time as screaming. But I know that's not true.
It's an excuse. He's afraid. He's afraid of putting himself out there and failing. As everybody is. That's literally like the only insecurity there really is just the fear that you're not going to be good enough. And it's like, it's funny speaking to all of you guys, because you guys are all dealing with that in some way. You're all dealing with kind of the expectations of what you think you can be, but then
maybe
afraid.
The Swedish thing. You know, I saw this documentary the other day about the Swedish word lagom, that everything needs to be done in modesty, in moderately amounts. Can't be too good. It's the Swedish way.
That's your collective reason. Okay, I'm not gonna give you that. Yeah, I'm gonna force you guys to be the best you can be. But yeah, like you know what? It'd be really cool. It'd be really cool because like I feel like with Discovery, you guys definitely tried something new, and like we talked about Nils before, I feel like a half paid off, and then half of it I feel like it didn't. I feel like, you know, there was high points. Monster, Ashes, All That It Takes. I love All That It Takes. Great song. And then, like, you know, personally for me, that's kind of like what I remember about that record is like those kind of three songs. Go on, Nils.
Exactly. Yeah, but that's it. It's like half and half. Half of it was really good, and I love some of the songs, and half of it was like it was a hit or miss. Sorry. But I don't know if it was in post-production or because I loved all the songs before we hit the studio.
Oh.
But something went wrong. I don't know what it is, but it's almost like some of the songs lost the soul. It became like empty shells.
I feel that. I was listening to All That It Takes because this is what's really interesting is that when I first listened to All That It Takes, I didn't love it. I didn't. I liked it. I liked the chorus. The chorus was the only part of it I loved. Because again, you know, even with that high production, you still stand out, Nils, because you're the thing that everybody's pushing towards. They're kind of taking the intensity off the guitars, make it like, and that's one thing is like, I felt that record, I didn't like the guitar tone. There wasn't like a crunchiness. I didn't like the mixing as much. And
it's all that now, though.
What's that?
We solved that now, though.
100%, dude. The fucking mixing on this thing is like, boom! Like it's cutting, it's directed, it's sharp. It cuts the riff. Like I finally feel, because Pontus is a great mixer. He actually is. He's a very good mixer. He has a good ear. Everything in the mix you can hear, especially in Terrassus. I feel like he really was good on that record. But even listening to Dead by April, I notice he has a style that is kind of poppy. It's not as what's up?
It's too tame. It's too clean for
100% too clean.
To get roughed up a little bit.
That's it. And I feel for Dead by April it works because Pontus himself, his singing voice is very poppy. It's very clean. It's very beautiful, pristine. He needs a tone that will match his style. And for Dead by April, like even Miracles, the song Miracles on Terrassus was awesome because the production matched his voice really nicely. Yeah. And then he brings a clarity and a cleanliness to you, Nils, when he mixes you. It's pristine, it's harmonious. And I feel like with Discovery, for my taste, he took that a bit too far. I feel like where Terrassus with Illusions, there was still some of that grit in the guitar riff. There was still that, that kind of hit where I feel like a lot of that dissipated out of Discovery. And when I heard All That It Takes, all I really liked was the chorus. And I found the song otherwise forgettable. And then what happened was I heard, do you have a thought on that, Nils? I saw you looked up.
I've been reflecting about that. It's like, I don't know if it's because of the songs that I like from the album is better, so they withstand that producing, or because the song, how should I put this, that the producing was fitting for those songs. I don't know if you know what I mean.
Yes, I do.
So maybe it was that those songs were suited for that kind of production, or they were just that much better than the rest. I don't know.
Very interesting thought, because I think it's half and half. Because, for example, Monster, I don't see it like any other way. Like that's a pop rock song, and it kills it at being a pop rock song. That song's awesome. Like when Jen, is that her name?
Yeah, Jenny.
When Jenny comes in, like, god damn, man. It's like, it feels like almost like a Paramore song, kind of. And I don't want Monster to be heavier. Like, it works, for me at least, as a, it's not, like, I can listen to it at the gym because of how much energy there is. It's very energetic, very powerful. But I can also listen to it in the car. What's that?
But still soft,
But still soft. I can listen to it in the car when I'm like want something emotional, beautiful, but a bit like more with a bit more drive. And then All That It Takes, I like the chorus but I found the guitar tone, like I'm like, this is like, to me, I was like, this is a bit weak. I don't want to say that. That's unfair to Pontus. It's not that it's weak. It's that I think, like you said, you guys were going for a cleaner sound. And then when it comes to that kind of song, because this is what I was getting to, when I heard your live set where you did All That It Takes, Bizarre, Don't Wake Me Up, Cornered, and you guys know the live set I'm talking about. I think it was whatever, it doesn't matter. So that live set, I heard All That It Takes, and I loved it. And I was just like, what is this? Because that was a song I used to skip over. And now, listening to it live, I love it. And then I literally spent the next fucking month listening to it like every day. Like and then I even like, it was the guitar solo too. Like I listened to the guitar solo and I'm like, that's a badass guitar solo. That solo is so good. And it's like some songs made me very aware that production is important, because that song slays when you give it a bit more oomph on the guitar, because it is a good riff. It's a very good riff, but sometimes you need to like give it that metal backbone that it punches a bit more. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Absolutely. So that's what we really like with this upcoming album that we have now, that we feel so home with our sound, and we put a lot of time and energy in getting the right sounds, that we don't create this kind of music and it doesn't get the love and care that it deserves, and it like fall flat, because we like the songs, but we just want to give it that oomph, you know. So it's been a while now since we released an album. We released a couple of singles and stuff like that, but it's been a while since a full album, and we really love how it sounds. And Dino has made an incredible work. Christopher, what is your favorite song from the new album?
Me?
Yes, you. Baby.
The only Christopher here.
It's hard. My favorite song
right now
is Soak.
What? You and CK? Okay. Damn.
Yeah. The thing is, it's not a single, so I'm not supposed to like it, but it's really cool.
What do you like about it so much? What do you think it does differently than the other songs on the record? Or is it just like it does something normal, but you just love it for some reason?
I think it like brings some new stuff, and it's fucking brutal. Yeah, I don't know. It's just I tend to come back to it when I listen to the record.
Cool.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's something unique with it. It's like nothing we do normal. And speaking about rapping and stuff like that, CK literally rap screams in that songs, and it sounds amazing. It's like, it's so brutal. It's so brutal. It's like,
yeah, dude. That dude is talented, man. Christopher, like he went from being someone I didn't think about ever to like being in my top 3. Like that dude is in my top 3 favorite screamers. Like there's a list, and he just like shot up it. Like, you know what I mean? Just like, he's so talented, and he has this like I told him, like he has an energy in this stuff. Like there's this brutal power, and like he's really getting good at pitch screaming. Getting good at pitch screaming.
And we have this art designer that works with us and has been working with us for almost as long as we've been in a band, Daniel Ek. And he does all the visual designs for us and stuff like that. And when he did the booklet for the new album for Soak, and he just wrote to me, "But you bastard," because there was so much lyrics. It was almost like a novel, you know. So, but I can't fit it. I have to make a separate book for just this song, maybe. Listen, you know. It's too much lyrics.
Yeah, I actually have a question for that, because you write the lyrics, right, Nils? How do you write his screaming parts? Sorry, his rapping parts. How do you write his rapping parts?
I just rap them myself, and then I
Really?
Yeah. I love to do that stuff, but I have a bad rapping voice. I sound like almost wannabe country singer going rap country.
Okay, I'm going to stop you right there. If you have what you consider a bad rapping voice, you might be one of the best rappers I've ever heard, because your view of yourself does not match up to other people, bro.
well, with Christopher's background and everything, from coming from this Rage Against the Machine stuff, when he does that all the time, I know that he has an attitude in it, and I sound like. So when I write the rapping, it's like I just like doing it. It's kind of hard though. I respect all the good rap lyrics writers out there, because that shit is hard to get right words on the right spot and still like make a coherent story, because it's all about timing and all about flow.
Yeah, you know what, Nils, you're actually an incredibly talented lyric writer, because now that I think about it, because I didn't know you wrote the rap parts. I didn't know you wrote this. I guess I didn't know how much careful planning you put into the actual melody placements of both the screaming, the rhythm, and the rapping, and your singing.
I thought those are the hard part.
And the harmonies. So it's like, me and you, we joke back and forth a lot, and we have a good rapport. But like I actually want you to get that. Like I do feel like you're incredibly talented, man, and it's just like
making me blush here.
Yeah, that's my talent, bro. I can make anyone blush. But
speaking of talent,
yeah, but yeah, like, because I didn't know you were paying attention to the rhythms, because when I'm here giving Christopher all this praise, thinking that, oh, dude, he's a great rhythmic screamer. He has great range. He has a great ear for when to go low, when to go high, when to mix up the different vocal fluctuations and all these things. And now that I'm kind of learning that you are part of that too, I have to give you a lot more praise than I thought. So, and this is my question with Boiling Point, some of the new material. When you get Christopher, who is doing a bit more rhythmic screaming, are you writing those parts in mind? Are you making the word choices so that when you finish this verse, he hits on a high, or when he hits like on a low? Are you paying attention to that in your ears?
Yep. That's all the part of the melody. It's the same thing for the screams. It's like super important to have control about on which energy level you finish, like when you finish screaming.
Wow.
It gets a complete another feeling if you land on a low or in a high before the chorus starts or whatever. It's
wow.
It's orchestral planning. Absolutely super important.
Okay, so you are way more integral to Demotional than I thought then. Okay, I didn't know.
And that's the easy part about it, because me and CK, we think alike in very much, at least when it comes to the screaming part, because he's like, when I present something, he's like, yeah, sure, no problem. And that's how I was supposed to, that's how I hear I'm supposed to scream it as well. So we sync that kind of way. He sometimes come in and like simplify stuff, because I have a tendency to overcomplicate things.
Me too.
And he just hammer in and just no, keep it simple. Bam, 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 bam. And when you listen to it, yeah, okay, that's heavy.
that's cool, because the harmonies I love harmonies, but I know we talked about Dino wanting to minimize harmonies as much as possible on this record, and I thought I would be missing them more than I am, because like I said, I've always loved all your guys' material. I've loved, Alive is one of my favorite songs by you guys, and that's an old one. And at the same time, when I listen to this stuff, I'm noticing myself listening to Boiling Point and Berserk more than any other song you've ever written. Meaning, obviously, I don't miss them too much because I still love the new material. I guess my question is, like, if you were... Let's say you kind of self-produced the next record and Dino mixed it but didn't produce it. Do you think you would put more harmonies? In what ways would you change the songs of this record?
I actually learned a lot from working with Dino, because we had our differences when it comes to harmonies, especially. But when I reflected on it, I learned that because when I write harmonies often, I write like 3 or 4 harmonies, and I like them all. So I want to have them all at the same time, and I want all of them to be able to be heard. But when we dissect it, and he's like, okay, check this. You've written this harmony. This is a great melody. It should be either a solo or it shouldn't be there as well. Because when you write 2 harmonies that's too good, they like compete with each other, and the listener doesn't know what to listen on. So you have to write harmonies that complement the main melody, but isn't strong enough to bear it on its own. Otherwise, it gets like mushy, and that's the problem that I had before. So I was like, nah, that's bullshit. A good melody is a good melody. And he's like, no man. I'm gonna put my brand on this. You need to listen to what I'm saying. And when I listen to it, and when I really reflect on his words, it's like, yeah, the dude is right.
He is, because again, like Chris, like he knows the part I'm talking about, the part that you forget in Berserk, the last chorus. But yeah, because that's a harmony, right, Chris?
Yeah.
the thing is though, it's only one rather than the Nils trademark 4.
Yeah, I remember when we were at Dino's place, like pre-prodding the album, and he asked us to bring Nils pre-prod vocals, and Nils sent them, and there was like 48 tracks of harmonies.
Oh my god, dude!
Yeah.
Holy shit!
So I don't think you want to hear Nils producing an album.
It was an awesome choir.
Yeah, bro. No, you know what? Maybe there's something there. Actually, maybe it's not that Nils is wrong. Maybe that what you think you're incorporating belongs somewhere else. Because
exactly, it needed its own spot, but maybe not.
Yeah.
Maybe we should do a church choir album.
Yeah, no, I like Chris. Before you said that, I was thinking about that, and I was like, "There's something there." But definitely there is, because I
was thinking about this. Have you heard Black Veil Brides?
Yeah,
I love his voice, by the way.
Me too.
So yeah, but they have this song that I don't remember the name of right now, but it's like in the end of that song, it like bursts out, and you have that, you know, classical American church choir, and you have him in the bottom singing, and it's like voices everywhere, and it just feels so full and awesome. And I was like, that's what I'm talking about. I want that. So, you know, the choir church feeling, it can be really nice when it's incorporated the right way.
I think, because again, I don't know how much of the channel you view, but I'm a huge gospel fan. I love gospel influence. I love R&B singing. I love soul.
And Kelly Clarkson.
What's that?
And Kelly Clarkson.
And Kelly Clarkson. Dude, I love Kelly Clarkson, man. She's so good. And I'm not even gonna deny that she's the best. I lost my metalhead card a while ago, but yeah, like I think that the most interesting thing is in metal happen when you leave metal, because metal can only give you so much. There's only so much you can do with the template, the archetype of metal, and music is such a diverse genre, it's such a diverse art form. And if you are going to deny parts of the musical landscape out of because ignorance or elitism or whatever, you are missing so much, because every band that we love has taken things from other genres. Like you get Black Veil Brides, they finished that song with a choir. If done well, a choir can add a lot to a song. A lot. If done poorly, it sucks. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it is very hit or miss. Like In Flames is one of my favorite bands. On the last record they did, not the last record, but the last record, they were doing like this thing with children's choirs. And I don't know. I don't like it. It doesn't work for me. Because I feel like the thing with the choir is when you can add a choir to a song, there's a gothic undertone you can add. There's a intensity. There's a feeling of magic, where just for me, if you're doing a children's choir, it doesn't have the gravity. It doesn't have the magic. It's a different kind of thing. And so what I'm really saying is that it'd be really cool, you know, for you guys to add new elements on your next record. But definitely, I think there's something to you, Nils, that you're very talented with melody. I've always picked that up about you. You're very talented with melody, and I think you should really trust yourself. And especially when you have this thing like your fucking 48 harmonies, like that's fucking nuts. Yeah. But there might be something there, because maybe you're literally writing a choir part. Maybe you're literally writing a fucking symphony. Like, imagine if you added strings and symphonic elements to your music. It's like, bro, you got a guy who, not everyone can do that. Not everyone can figure out how 48 different parts come together and create a whole. That's a gift. And I think you could do something with that.
it's like, yeah, I know, because when I brought it to the table and I was like discussing with Dino, he's like, okay, which one is the main part? But there is no main part. Right. It's right. But well, we have to focus. The ear needs something to focus on, to latch onto, and the rest is there to support it. Yeah, but well, you're full of bullshit, my friend. But yeah, you know, he's super talented as well. So I needed to learn that also. But I hear what you're saying. And actually, Christopher here has an ear for melody as well. That's why he's so incorporated in all the music writing as well. But Christopher always. You give me your 5 cents about my melodies. Either I like it or not, right?
Yeah.
And mostly it's like, this ain't gut. You need to make it more gut.
Oh, yeah. And so, fuck, we have another 5 minutes. God, we've been talking for over an hour and like 15 minutes total. That's crazy, eh? This is. Dude, this is fun though. I you know what? Some of my favorite podcasts I've done with you guys. Like, well, you, Nils, is the only time I've ever talked to anyone Demotional. But honestly, yeah, you guys are great podcasters. Do you know While She Sleeps?
Yeah.
So obviously, you know they've created like a podcast, right?
Did not know that though.
They create a podcast. I think I don't know. I think. You know, do whatever the fuck you want, but I feel like I feel like I don't know. You guys got a good energy to you. You guys are easy to interview, man. You guys are fun, upbeat. You're also in depth more than I expected. Because a lot of time you get people that are just fun and they don't have anything to say. They're just fun. Where you guys actually there's a lot again, learning how good you are with both of you actually. But learning how good both of you are with melody and songwriting and the attention to detail, because that I was unaware of. I was just like, this Nils guy accidentally writes really good songs. Like,
lucky.
But yeah, no, lucky Nils. But there's something to you guys, and I think so. That's just my 2 cents. I think you guys could definitely start a podcast, but because we have 3.5 minutes, I want to get into the last parts of the podcast bit. God damn, I fucking hate this. Next time we have to just do one-on-one or something, because I hate having this fucking time limit in front of me where I'm just like, God, I just want to open up a can of worms and let you guys speak about it. Also, one thing I'll say too is I don't know if Tommy will see this, but his drumming is really stepping up too. I find on the first few records, again, I classically didn't know if he was that good of a drummer. I just was like, he's a drummer. But on this new stuff, I find his sense of rhythm and interesting beats and interesting fills and interesting things, I'm actually kind of blown away. He's become one of my top 5 favorite drummers too. Christopher, Nils, Tommy, and then Chris. Chris is one of my favorite bassists now too.
No, we have to talk about this. It's like when they asked that guy in what was it, Beatles? Is he the best bassist in the world? But no, he's not even the best bassist in the band.
That's funny. But what else do I got? Rhythmic screaming, vocal trade-offs. Okay, I'm gonna go into Mark's questions.
But I think that the drums have been one of the most discussion about the drummings, right, Christopher?
Yeah. Yeah. Let's just leave it at that.
Okay.
He's hard-headed. He knows what he wants to do, and we're like, let's work on this. But he's like, nah, I do it my way.
Yeah, okay. I do want to get a couple questions in before, but just from Mark. So he asked, you guys were young when you started, and you were at no doubt different places in your respective lives than you are now. Can you describe what it's like growing up in the music business, both as a person and as an artist?
You want to start, Chris?
No. Can you start?
Fuck you then. I start.
Okay, you know what? Because we got 1 minute. Do you want? Okay, how much do you guys want to do? Another 10 minutes after this and finish this up?
Yeah, I can do it, but I don't have anything to do. So I'm yours.
What about you, Nils?
Yeah, I'm just sitting here drinking wine. I'm good.
Okay. Fuck. You guys are actually so interesting. Like, I'm not fucking making you guys blush on purpose, but you guys are actually just really fun to talk to, and this is actually a pleasure. So, I'm gonna be gone for probably another 10 minutes because this is gonna have to fucking do its shit again. So I'll probably be back in 10 to 15. Let's take a little intermission, and then we'll do the last couple questions and stuff. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right, so you guys keep. Okay, cool. So I actually wanted to go back and bring up the production. One other reason I want to talk about it is because Dino has this like cutting kind of it's very crisp. It's very crisp, but it's very cutting and like metallic. Like literally, there's like a feeling of like literally jagged edges kind of in the mix, if you know what I mean. And I'm curious, are there any acoustic guitars on the record?
I don't think there is, right?
No, I don't.
No.
No.
So I guess that's a no. Okay, because the reason I'm wondering is I think like because there's two ways to like produce acoustic guitars, right? Like there's one way is like they're almost like a wall of sound in that you don't like hear the cut of the acoustic guitar, you know what I mean? And then there's other acoustic guitars, the way they're mixed, where like you almost can feel that reverberation
on the string almost, right?
Yeah, and I'm wondering, I think if you did an acoustic song, Nils, and like Dino mixed it, I'm kind of picturing like that like raw, organic, but clean kind of acoustic tone that would be a bit cutting, like, because I'm thinking of Ashes in my head right now. I'm thinking of Ashes and I'm thinking of Gone. And both of those, the mix was very soft, right? Not that cutting. And it'd be really cool to almost hear you with like a clean guitar or an acoustic guitar and have that kind of like raw sound of the guitar. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The thing that most people maybe don't know, because now most of the days Dino is like, he's like associated with Melody Festival and, you know, the sound competition and everything like that. He's become a big name. He's like, well-renowned. But he has his roots in metal. He's been playing guitar in metal bands and he has like his soul in metal, but he's gone pop because that's like where you get all the work, but he loves metal.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Is that all you were saying about it? Or is there anything else you were thinking about?
No. But like he has an ear for... What I was trying to say is that he has that ear for the crispness and the cleanness, but he knows what it takes to become a good metal song because he has his roots in it. And if we did an acoustic song with him, he would bring that with him. And I know that it wouldn't be too, you know, how to put it, too clean. He would make it like deep and pure,
really
genuine.
Did you have something to add there, Chris, or did you just say yeah?
Did you say?
Yeah. Okay. Because
that's when he acknowledged something.
Okay, because like I saw his screen light up, and I'm like, because we can't see his face, we don't know if he has like, I want to say something right now or something. You know what I mean? But definitely like, yeah, because you know I've said it before. I like that. I like it when you do acoustic stuff, Nils. I think your voice really kind of does that well, and I always like that. I always like, I've even thinking about like all of my favorite bands and my favorite songs. And like almost every time one of my favorite metal bands has a song. My favorite song is one of their acoustic ballads. Like literally every time. I always love that. Like, yeah, when you marry the intensity and the authenticity of metal with the sensitivity and emotion of the ballad, I think there's something beautiful there, especially in rock and metal, because it's not, you know, too poppy. It's gritty. It's real. It's usually that stuff is actually the most intense You know what I mean? And actually, we talked about this last time, Nils. I remember that. Because you're like, you can't hide behind harmonies and production and guitar solos. It's like you're very bare.
The thing is, like in rock and all the other genres, like pop and everything, when you scale it down and you make an acoustic version of a song, you can hear what the band is all about, because that's what because you can have these few elements and you hear like, okay, this is important to you. Okay, this is the song's core. You know, you hear the essence of the music when you don't drown it in synth or guitars and stuff like that. You can almost hear like, okay, this is your thing. Now I get it.
Yeah, I think there might be something to that too, even more. Is that like when you take away all of the excess elements and you get it right down to an acoustic, you know what melodies work. You know what I mean? Like think about like you and Christopher or something. Like if you were to make all of your songs acoustic, I think, like for example, I know they would work. Your parts would work in acoustic for sure. I know that. Like, you know, Bizarre is an intense song, yeah, but that melody is just a good melody. You know what I mean? Because there's some songs you can tell that without all the stuff going on, without all the leads in the background, some things just don't pop. They just, when they're by themselves and they're isolated, you don't connect with that melody the same way. And that's just, again, going back to you, is just one thing that I think is impressive about you, is that your melodies always are catchy, but they have substance. They're not just earworms. You know what I mean?
It's always a fine line, but when you're making a melody, you want it to be catchy. You want, after you sung it, you want the other person to like go and sing along. You don't want to make it in an annoying way, and you don't want to make it too obvious. You want to make a good melody, but you don't want to make it for the sake of sticking. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You just want to make a good melody so that if it sticks, that's good. But it's not the purpose of the melody.
Okay, I have an interesting question. What do you think a melody is?
Oof.
What is a good melody to you?
For me, it's a lot about the dynamics. I think that it's almost like a journey. You know, you start. I almost see when I write music, I almost see like when you go for like a bike ride or something, you go up and down hills and you have an end to meet. So you need all those hills to have an interesting ride. If it's too flat, you can make a flat song with not too much range and still make it interesting. But for me, it's all about dynamics, and that's why because I have a kind of limited range. It's like I work a lot with harmonies to get these interesting ups and downs along the way. That's a good melody for me when it's like a journey in the melody.
That's interesting because you and I are definitely on the same page with that. I like all music to take me on a journey. Like I think I told you this before. My perfect song would have an acoustic intro and then some like fucking horns in the background and some violins, and then it would come in with like a acoustic melody, then a clean guitar would come over the top and kind of harmonize with the acoustic melody, and then it would drop out, and then what would replace it would be the guitar, like the actual kind of distorted guitars playing that same melody, the same riff, and then have the electric guitar lead playing over, like, you know what I mean? Like, I like things,
yeah.
I love that because, dude, like again, In Flames, Parkway Drive, Killswitch Engage, they all, I think a lot of our favorite kind of songs, even Trivium, it's like a lot of our favorite songs, they keep like going on top, and they keep the same, there's a feeling of a journey because there's a reoccurring theme or motif throughout the song. And it, literally in music, a lot of the time, what that reoccurring motif is the chorus. That's kind of we know instinctively you need a chorus. Like a song without a chorus is weird. It's like I went somewhere, but I feel like where I ended up is different than where I started. They feel like they have no correlation. The chorus is like the glue. The chorus is like the mountains that the valleys go around. You know what I mean? And so it's like what I think of a good song or even a good album, because a good album is a collection of those moments too. Like you have a good album might have an instrumental be the first song. And then a lot of time with metal albums, the second song on the record will be a hard-hitting banger, ballad, and then like a medium tempo song, hard-hitting banger, ballad, done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, I love it when it's like when there's an attention to detail with albums where they keep building. And then, like you said, the same thing with the chorus melody is it builds, it comes back down, and then it goes up again. And yeah, like definitely.
Two things there. Like you can have the best melody, but when the words aren't hitting right, I've heard so many songs that I really like the melody, but when the words are out of place, or like you have to match the melody with the right lyrics for it to become really special. Because you can hit that high note, but if it's the wrong word, it's like I didn't really hit the home run. It's like so small details. And also like this about structure. When in the beginning, when we were starting this band, I was like, fuck structures, I'm gonna make my song. I'm gonna have like, how cool wouldn't it be to have a song like with 4 choruses, but all of them are different. You never hear the same chorus twice, and stuff like that. And like all the verses are random, and it's like we can make a 15-minute long song. And it's cool in theory, but when you listen to it, but this is trash, because people, they like the rapidity of it. They want to know, because it's like a safe space. But now the chorus comes, and there it comes, and it's like almost like it's a releasing feeling, because so there's a science behind that shit. So you can't just go bananas, because it will sound weird if you go outside of the borders too much.
Yeah, and at the same time, I think there's a beautiful balance. Like you get bands like our favorite bands, your Journey, you get Trivium, you get these bands that write these big, long, epic songs, but they always have a chorus. And the chorus always comes in every minute, every 45 seconds. But around the choruses is this like changing dynamic thing. And it's like, I love stuff like that, but I find a lot of people butcher those, because the chorus isn't strong enough, and they might not hit the chorus enough. Where like I like that repetitious motif and stuff, and I love journeys and crazy stuff, because a lot of your stuff is I think we talked about this last time too, Nils. I think your most experimental song would be Initialize the Calm, right?
Right. Yeah, I know. And that song is weird.
I love it. I think it's amazing. I love how it kind of does everything I was talking about, where it starts off with that kind of symphonic element a bit, the synthesizers, and then it kind of ramps up in the intensity, and then fucking Christopher just comes in with that brilliant scream. Like that scream he comes in is just one of my favorite parts. And even like when he screams like "Don't You Want Me to Die?" I forget what that note is, but he screams that. And I remember going to what you're saying, how when he screamed like "Don't you want me to die," you know what I'm talking about. Something, I forget that's the line, but the way he screams it and what he's saying is so intense, and it's so aligned that every time I hear that I go, like, fuck, like, who hurt you, bro?
Get over it.
Yeah, but definitely I do feel like when those two things are aligned, and you're right, like there's some songs where you get this too sometimes. You'll get like a beautiful song and it will be a brilliant melody, but the lyric is just off. Like it's a bit vengeful, or it's a bit like complainy, and you're just like,
and when the lyric isn't about anything, like when you can hear that, okay, this is empty words. It's a good melody, but it's empty word, and it just feels so. It feels so like, yeah, you lose the feeling. But I can't associate with this, or I can't I can't relate to this, or I can't. There's like, I can hear that you have just you just put the lyrics there because there needs to be lyrics. Something like that. But the melody could be awesome, but it just like loses half of the power.
Yeah, and that's one definitely cool. And I want to go into I'm going to go into Mark's questions before we get to the 10 minutes thing. So I'm going to make sure I get through his stuff so I can be like, Mark, I dig your questions, man. And then when we get the 10-minute thing, I can be like, all right, we're going to kind of clear up. So this is a question for both Chris and obviously you, Nils. But it was the same question I asked last time. When like you guys were young when you started, you've kind of like you were what 19? Am I wrong? How old were you, Nils, when you started?
No, not really.
Wrong.
Wrong.
Hur gammal var du, Kristoffer? How old were you?
In Demotional?
Yeah.
Like 45?
Wait, what?
Oh, no, sorry. No.
What are you talking about? No, for a second there, I was like, maybe Chris is older than everyone else in the band.
Yeah, I am. No, I think I was, it's 10 years, so 11 years. So 35? Oh, 25?
25.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How old were you, Nils?
Math is not your strong. So I must have been like 23 or 24 or something like that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you're like my age. That's crazy. When you started this thing.
I'm getting these silver linings in my beard now and stuff. I'm getting older. But for answering your question, it's like night and day. In the beginning, we were let's do this. We're gonna live on our music, and we're gonna work every day, and we're gonna take every show, even if they don't pay us. Fuck that shit. Let's go. And now we look more clearly on what we're doing, and Christopher and Johan, and they have children and stuff, and CK now, and Sebastian. Everyone got children except me.
Except for Nils.
Yeah.
And Tommy.
And Tommy, true that. And it's like, of course, the priorities change, but we still do this for the same reason when we started, because we love music. And as long as we just stay true to that, but we also need to have a different kind of respect to each other, that we have lives, and we have livelihood to take care of, and jobs and shit like that. But everyone have that respect, I feel, We know that it's a lot of going on. But we do this because we love it. So it shouldn't be feeling like work. But it is a lot of work. But we have to try to make it fun,
Yeah, and how long do you guys think you are going to keep doing this?
Until we don't think it's fun anymore. Yeah, I hope, at least.
Exactly. Yeah, I feel exactly the same, my man.
Yeah. So
the thing is that you can have the worst couple of months and you just argue about everything, and everything is shitty, and you feel that the energy levels are different, and you're like, but why am I pulling all the load? And you fuck off, and you get that, and then you just create, and then a dude sends like a riff, and you create a song, and it's like, okay, now remember, that is why I'm doing this. Okay, it's cool. Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
So it's all about the love for music,
Yeah, and part of me, like I kind of feel like of two minds. Like I feel like kind of growing up, we're like always told like, what you love to do, like make a career out of it. If you can't make a living off of it, what's the point? And like, so when I look at you guys, and I'm like, man, like you guys are just like so talented. You guys are so good. And it's just like, man, like how aren't you guys blown up yet? And I think we know why. It's because you haven't really toured North America. You haven't really went across the waters and stuff. But it's like, yeah, it is kind of that question you kind of arrive at is like, will I still do this even if we never get bigger? Go on.
That's an interesting thought also, because I've been looking into this band Ginger, you know?
Yeah.
Brutal as fuck. Love them.
Yeah.
But they like touring, I don't know, I think they have like 250 shows in a year and has had that for like years. They tour, they live in a tour bus on each other, with each other all the time. And they're getting kind of a big, but you know, it's like, is it worth it to be able to maybe someday live on the music? We're making a fine living as it is now, you know.
Like with your jobs or with the music?
Both, you know, with the music and the jobs. It's like super good.
Yeah. So, how much, if you don't mind me asking, how much does the music give you?
The thing is that people kind of rain down shit on Spotify all the time, but that's kind of good revenue, actually, you know?
Really?
The thing is, like, if I was alone in this, well, I'm going to be straight with you. If I was alone in the band, I would make a comfortable living on just music. But wow. We are 60, you know, so we aren't quite there yet. So we all have to work, you know. But when you do both, it's all good. It's all good. So it's like, okay, should we go out there and live like rats and take every shitty show and just try to push it and stuff like that when we're already really comfortable? And the reason we do this is because making music, that's what makes us happy. And doing shows is really fun. But it's not nice to do like a show in London for like 300 euros or something like that in a random. That ain't nice, you know.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, like the number one thing is making the music, and it's the art, it's making the song. It's literally, it's like you can't contain it. Like you're a songwriter, like whether you like it or not, you got these ideas coming out. It's just how your brain is wired, right? You come up with songs. You think in terms of harmonies and melodies and lyrics, and you're gonna do that regardless. And then it's like, you know, after you've made the album and stuff, and like. Yeah, it's kind of like the question of like, what do I love about this? Do I love making the music? Do I love playing in front of people every single, like actually, tell you the truth, man, like, let's say you ask me, like, what do I want to do with my life? Like, you know, I want to do some public speaking, 100%, but do I want to do it every single fucking night? No. I want to spend time with my kids one day, my family, my wife. I want to tell you the truth, man. I kind of want, like, I don't really want to travel. I don't really like traveling. Like, I'm kind of like you in a sense, I guess. Like I want to move somewhere tropical, like somewhere like fucking Costa Rica or something, and just have that beach lifestyle. Whereas like the cool thing about this is like I can interview guys through the internet. I don't have to. What's up?
It's the same thing here, because now everything is digital, and we love to do live shows when they're good. But sometimes when we do live shows and we're like in the nowhere, and there's like 50 people there because some booker just booked us there and the pay was okay, and we do it and it was like, okay, this ain't worth it, we just kind of want to quit music now, fuck this shit, you know. And then we that okay, this is fucking awesome. So it's like 50-50 sometimes, feels like. So just being on the road all the time just to get a couple of fans here and there, fuck that. You can do a lot better online just with good marketing and stuff like that, and just being smart and doing like we do now. Just do content, talk with people, let them get to know each other, and let them hear your music, and you come a long way. Then we can keep doing our music that we love, you know.
Yeah, even if you think about this like a author, like don't think of yourselves as like musicians. Think of yourselves like an author, because how does an author make a living? They write a book in solitude. And then they throw the book out to the world. They don't, like, you know, sure, they can tour the book. They can go around, do a book tour. But let's say But then, like, let's say, like, you get on Joe Rogan. You don't need to do a book tour because you get on Joe Rogan, and then now you're a national bestseller. So it's like, you know, using the same kind of idea. Like, you know, I think last time we talked, I was at, like, 2,000 subscribers or something. I don't know. It was like 1,000. Now I'm at almost 25,000. Right? So it's blown up. And it's like, you know, I'd love, like the whole reason I started this was I wanted to, you know, have a podcast and be able to help up and coming musicians out and authors and all this kind of stuff, and have that kind of like, it's just cool. Cause like when I look at you guys, I'm just like, fuck man, I want to get your music out to more people. Like you are literally just too talented to not have that happen. And it's just, I'm like, I'll just do what I can. You know what I mean? I'll do react like, and some people are like, oh, you're only doing their songs because, you have, it's like, no, I'm doing their songs because I fucking dig their music and they're cool people. Like, that's why I'm doing their songs and have them on the podcast. Like, after there's a podcast like this, I'm like, I don't give a fuck if I hate your music. I'd still have you on because I like talking to you. And it's just like, I feel like there's another way to go around this. And I feel like in the future with virtual reality and different things is like, there might be a time where you actually don't even have to tour, because there's like these, like almost there might be virtual reality setups where you can literally like everybody can take part in a virtual kind of show or whatever. And I'm not saying, that's good or bad. It's just what it is. You know what I mean? Especially if you're
if that day comes, that would be, I don't know, frightening, because I think that people need to meet,
Me too.
People, right? There's another connection there. And the thing is, like, you've heard so many bands that you're like, meh, and then you see them live and you're like, fuck, this is my new favorite. Oh my God. You feel that pressure in your chest and you feel the neighbor screaming and it's like, oh damn, you like this too? Let's go. And it's like, there's another thing, like the worst band in the world can have an amazing experience live. So I hope if you can reach that with virtual reality, that would be awesome. But I don't know.
Yeah, I'm with you. Technology simultaneously makes me nervous and it makes me excited. Because I feel like, in the pursuit of technology, you can lose something of yourself. I think that you can lose humanity. Anyone who's like, oh, we can just replace like concerts with virtual reality. It's like, not really. No, you can't. Because you can't feel people's energy. You can't feel the like vibration people give off when they're, next to each other. You know what I mean? When you can't like I can see a concert online and it's fucking awesome, but it's different than
it's
feeling people. Yeah. And what would be cool is, let's say there's a future where, let's say 10 years or something, 5-10 years, where you can do virtual reality concerts and you can do those, a couple times, not too much, but then you can also just have a little tour. Like you guys have your own businesses, you have your own whatever, and you're just like, hey, let's tour this weekend or something, or like,
exactly. like we pick and choose, and it's like we just do the best, and we put all our efforts in just those few shows, make them awesome. That's the way it's just supposed to be.
Yeah, because.
Yeah, and your original question that how we developed from our young years to now, because now we're old, is like we were just chasing record deals and stuff like that, and then we got one, and we managed to squeal out of it, and now we're like, nope.
Yeah.
Just like I told you earlier this day, I just uploaded our music to all of the platforms in the world, and it costed us like 70 euros or something like that. And when we talk to a record label that like reach out to us, yeah, we want to take 50% of everything you earn. We're like, okay, what do we get for that? Distribution. Fuck off.
Fuck you, man.
It's like, no. So it's another world now.
Yeah, and what's cool is like if you guys love what you're doing, then you like even, I don't know, I think about it sometimes. I'm like, man, I would never want to just do fucking shows, be away from home, be away from the kids, be away from my wife, like all the time, like sleeping on a shitty tour bus. And I'm like, man, all so you can try to one day get really, really big. Because I guarantee, you hear interviews of bands and they're like, man, we love the first week. And then the next 3 weeks of the tour is a grind. It's like, what are we doing? We're enjoying the first week of a month tour and then grinding out the next 3 weeks where people get depressed, they fight, they get unhealthy and all these kind of things, right? So I'm like, it makes me think like maybe you guys are onto something. Like let's just say, I get big enough where I can really help you guys out and, I can help you guys get a whole bunch of then you guys don't really need to tour, do you? You know what I mean? Because if just more people are listening to your music on Spotify and you're getting the royalties and you're getting the money, it's like, then you guys can just have fun and then play some shows in your kind of area.
Exactly. And then we can put like, if that happens and we just go to where you are in your town, do one show, go bananas, go, and then we'll go back home, you know? So just put all our eggs in one basket, you know?
100%. And now I do want to get to the last few because we got fucking 10 minutes again. Jeez, time flies, man. Bro, it's like, it's fucking crazy, man. Okay, so this, I think you guys pretty much explained this, but this is another one of Mark's questions. What is the template and timeline for expanding your fan base into the US and Canada?
Well, we need to tour US and Canada, by the way. So, yeah. The thing is, we'll be talking about how maybe we should be restrictive about touring too much, but a tour in the US on specific points or cities, that's essential, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, and it allows you guys to see this country. Like, it just, if anything else, it's a way to travel the world, enjoy yourself, see the world, and then meet your fans and play and do what you love doing, which is playing shows. And like, don't make it too long. You know what I mean? Again, like this, like, see this as like a vacation. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
make it short one.
Yeah, like I don't know, 2 weeks or something, or I don't even know, like whatever it is for you guys, a week, 2 weeks. I don't know. But
have you ever been in the US?
What's that?
Sorry?
Kristoffer, har du varit? Have you ever been? Har du varit i USA någon gång eller? Have you been in the US?
Me?
No.
Oh.
No, I haven't been.
Oh yeah,
well, that's a reason alone we should go.
Yeah. Just travel and see the world. And yeah, Mark says he wants to take you out for dinner before or after the show. So that's why he asked.
Dinner, huh?
A fivesome with Mark.
if it's a barbecue with lots of brewskis, we're on.
Dope. And second last thing is, you've kind of explained this too. Do you guys sit down and decide to write a song? Like, do most songs start off with a riff, a beat, a lyric? And kind of like, do one of you write the songs, or do you all write together? I know you kind of explained that again, but you can kind of summarize that.
It almost always starts with a riff. Like 100%.
Like 95% of the time, it's a riff that becomes a song, that is sent to Nils, that gets lyrics on it, and then it gets upvoted or downvoted. Yep. And then it's a song.
Cool. Okay. I feel like Mark, you're gonna understand if we've pretty much talked like all this throughout this 2-hour podcast. And this is actually a question that you guys have not answered yet. Who writes and performs the electronic synth parts of your music?
Johan.
And me. And Sebastian.
And you.
Oh, so Chris, you and Sebastian write the electronic parts?
And Johan.
Okay, so half the band writes them.
Yeah, exactly. It's usually the one that starts with the riff. Think of it like when you have a riff, it's like your baby. And when the song gets more and more, you want to do the synthesizers for it as well. So you make the synthesizers. Got it.
So you, like almost the person who writes the riff uses a synthesizer to like kind of add more texture and maybe add like a harmony to the riff or something.
Yeah, something like that. But then there's songs that needs synthesizers, and then mostly Johan does the synthesizers for those songs.
Maybe we can teach Johan how to play guitar and synthesizer and scream live.
Yeah.
At the same time.
At the same time. That's cool. And okay, so we are going to officially be going into the last part of this podcast because we're not doing another 40 minutes after this. I need to go have breakfast, guys. I haven't had.
I need to stop drinking because I've been drinking nonstop for 2 hours now. So I'm getting a hard time finding the English words here now. I'm going more and more to Swedish. But hello, Ella. There
we go. There's your friend with the boxers.
The boxer friend, yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, so if what other than the album, what do you guys have coming out that you want people to know about, and where can people find you? Where's the best place for people to reach you?
We have a completely new line of merch out right now. Whoop, whoop. So demotional.net, and we have a fuck ton of new merch, caps, hats, jackets, t-shirts, lady t-shirts, everything.
Lauren might get some of that. Lauren loves you guys. I think I've got 5 big fans on the channel into Demotional, where they're like, yeah, Demotional's like one of our favorite bands now. So I'll tell Lauren to buy some merch for everybody in her family and turn everyone into Demotional fans.
You have to promise to say hi to her from us.
Yeah, no, she loves you guys. And also, so demotional.net is the best place to get all of your links to social media, to everything, right?
We have everything there, or just reach out to us on Instagram and or Facebook. We try to stay active, but we're Swedish, so we're moderate. But
yeah. It's just like social media is fucking annoying. I'm not a huge fan of it. I only do it because I have to. Because, dude, when I get to 1 million subscribers, I'm just gonna say fuck it and just stop doing social media.
I love that you say when, because I know that you are.
Oh, dude, I know, man. I'll be straight up. I know I'm getting there. I don't know how long it's gonna take. I don't know how it's gonna happen, but I feel it in my bones, man. I know it's gonna happen.
100%. You feel it in your bones. I feel it in my balls. It's gonna happen for you, bro.
But definitely, man, like my biggest thing is like, yeah, man, straight up, man, I fucking love you guys. Like I want to do everything I can to like push you guys. And it so happens the channel, we're going a bit less away from the really big screaming stuff. I'm realizing a lot of my Kelly Clarkson. What's that?
That's good. You're broadening yourself, and that's good.
Yeah, I realized that like on the channel, definitely the people that like seem to really love the channel are like classic rock, classic pop, and then like the really authentic, good pop artists like Kelly Clarkson, because she's real. Like honestly, if you could do a cover of Kelly Clarkson and no one would even realize, because her lyrics are really deep. Like they're very intense.
Absolutely, but the thing is, like that's on a topic for itself. But like the YouTube algorithm or everything like that, some of you videos blown up and like they'll blow up. It's like, but he has great content all over the place. Why does just like get a huge boost? I don't know. It's like,
dude, my biggest video has 100,000 views, and then like my small and then like my normal video will get like 1,000. Like in a day, like usually like kind of 1,000 a day, which is dope. Hey, I'm at almost 25,000 subscribers. 1,000 is awesome.
When you look back at this, you go, my biggest has 100,000 views, so you're gonna just laugh at that. Just gonna like 100,000 a day,
Straight up. But anyway, man, thank you, Nils. Thank you, Chris, and thank you to other Chris CK for coming on the podcast, man. This was so much fun, dude. I had a great time.
Always a pleasure. Love you, and we're really rooting for you, my man.
Thank you for having us.
Man, my pleasure, dude. And we'll get the whole band one time. We'll get all fucking 6 of you. I want to get all 6 of you on. That would be a fucking crazy time.
Let's do that.
But anyway, to everyone watching and listening, hopefully you guys had an awesome time. As great of a time I had. And I'll see you on the next show. I love you.